home, and one of the things that they had to do was they had to change the bathroom up a little bit. And I was in a pushchair at the time, and I couldn't push very well, and on any kind of carpet or anything. But boy, you put me on, you know, linoleum. I own linoleum. Linoleum was my turf. And so my dad took me down to this bathroom and pushed over to this. He had to check the sink and the shower and all that. I pushed over to the sink and backed into the shower. I was moving. I was doing probably Mach 5 or something. We're going fast. And I went over to the toilet. He said, let's go. And I started to move, and Mach 5 turned into warp 1, and I was just really pushing that chair fast. And I came to the doorway, and wham, I stopped. And I looked down. I could not believe that something would stop my forward progression. And I looked down to see what big boulder or brick wall or whatever had been built there since I had gone in the bathroom that now could stop my forward progression at this kind of speed. And I looked down and I saw a little threshold, you know, a little gold piece of something that they put in between carpet and linoleum. And this had stopped my forward progression. My dad, who loves a challenge, took a $20 bill out of his pocket and he laid it on the ground. I was 15 years old. I thought, 20 bucks? I'd sell my sister for 20 bucks. She's on eBay right now for $16.50, so, you know. And so I pulled that chair back, and I pushed, and I worked, and I pushed, and I worked. Bam, again, I was stopped. Another 21 on the ground. And I pulled back. And I pushed, and I worked, and bam, stopped another 20. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, I can't make it. Come on, Dad. But I was giving it everything I had. Everything I had. And finally, there was $100 on the ground. And I pushed, and I worked, and I pushed, and I worked, and I could not get over that threshold. And my dad, understanding that I'd lost this battle of my war, which is okay, you're going to lose some battles, just don't give up the war. He picked up that $100, and he came over to me, and he put his arm around me, and he looked me lovingly in the eye, and he said, Jason, keep trying, and he put the $100 back in his pocket. I thought, but what about good sportsmanship? Mr. Congeniality. But the $100 was long gone and spent. And what he gave me instead was of greater worth. Because he told me to keep trying, and I did. And every day for almost 30 days later, I had my sister and brother put me in that bathroom. And I pushed and I worked and I pushed and I worked, and I will never forget the feeling as my front wheels passed and my back wheels followed and my arms went in the air because I had become a champion. In that small hallway in Boise, Idaho, I had become a champion. I was not going to be on the cover of Newsweek. Nobody cared about what I had done. I was not going to be on even the Idaho Statesman didn't care. The Thrifty Nickel didn't care about what I had done. But because I had done the things that we had talked about, I had become a champion inside.